Hey guys, so for today's video I thought I would do a bookshelf tour, so let's get started. So on the very top of the bookcase is just a few storage items, nothing fancy. Then on the first shelf I have mostly miscellaneous things. I have the complete works of Poe, which is this one. I have the complete Sherlock Holmes. I have some fairy tale books. I have the Grimoire from Wicked, which is this. Then I have a few magazines that I've collected over the years, but it's nothing, nothing too fancy. So on the next shelf, this shelf is where all the novels and things begin. I keep my books in alphabetical order by author's name. That's just the way I like it. I know some people prefer color coordinating or by height or whatever, but I just like author's name. So let's go through everything. Oh, and if you guys noticed, I have a little kitty and a little dinosaur on the shelf, just for decorating purposes. So yeah. I have Speak by Laurie Halse Anderson, Pride and Prejudice, Kitchen Confidential, Medium Raw by Anthony Bourdain. Then we have Wuthering Heights, Kindred, Alice in Wonderland, Eve, So Far From God, The House on Mango Street, Caramelo, both by Sandra Cisneros. Then we have City of Bones. I haven't read that yet, but hopefully I want to read that in the summer before the movie comes out, because I want to see the movie, and the movie looks really good. Then I have The Hunger Games, Catching Fire and Mockingjay, which I love, and I'm sure everybody has read, and everybody has that on their shelf. Followed by Matched, Crossed, and Reached, or as my brother calls these, my yoga books, because of like the little circle things. He thinks they're doing yoga. Then I have The Maze Runner by James Dashner. This is actually an interesting book. This is Old Possum's Book of Peculiar Cats by T.S. Eliot. These are poems or short stories, but this book is the basis for Cats the Musical. So if you've ever seen Cats the Musical, this is what that's based off of. And I like Cats the Musical. I like musicals in general, obviously, since I have the giant Wicked book and this. But yeah, there's that. Then I have Bossy Pants by Tina Fey. Next to that I have White Oleander. First Confession, which, that's an okay book. Cold Mountain. Let me move the dinosaur out of the way. Then I have Coraline. Official Book Club Selection by Kathy Griffin. This is actually a signed copy. I was able to go to a book signing, so that was cool. And The Runaway Jury by John Grisham. So, also on top, I keep some like little mass market paperbacks that I don't want to shelf because I feel like they take up too much room. So I have Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist. Then we have Decider House Rules. I saw this movie and I found out it was a book and I just never got around to reading the book, but I have it. A is for Alibi. And Revolutionary Road. So on to the next shelf. So on this shelf I have Water for Elephants, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and The Girl Who Played with Fire. I'm still missing The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest. Then I have To Kill a Mockingbird, and I Am Number 4 by Pittacus Lore, which I think is probably one of the worst pen names ever. I still haven't read this, but that's just my opinion of the name. It's like, Pittacus Lore? What kind of name is that? Then I have a box set of the Chronicles of Narnia. So, all the books in some kind of order. I think they're in like the order in which you're supposed to read them. So, then I have Wicked and A Lion Among Men. This is the first and third of the Gregory Maguire Wicked years. I'm missing Son of a Witch, which is the second book, and Out of Oz, which is the fourth book. I've only read Wicked. I haven't read this one yet, obviously. but you know, it was $4 at Borders in the clearance section when they were closing, so what the hell, right? Then I have Warm Bodies by Isaac Marion. I did a book review on that. Then there's A Game of Thrones by J.R.R. Martin. I really want to read this, but because it's such a fat book, I'm scared. Like, it's so daunting. But then I think to myself, well, you read Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, and that book was like 1,200 pages. So, this is 800, so it shouldn't be so bad. Then I have I Am Legend. I can't even think. I Am Legend. This is a series of short stories including I Am Legend, so that's cool. Then I have Bumped and Thumped by Bevan McCafferty. The Host by Stephanie Meyer. Cloud Atlas by David Mitchell. Then what's this one? Oh, The Time Traveler's Wife and Her Fearful Symmetry by Laurie Nefiniger. Then 1984 and Animal Farm by George Orwell. Then we have Bordering on Chaos by, I think his name's Oppenheimer. I can't even read. But this is a nonfiction, so I read that for history class and I liked it, so I kept it. Then we have Fight Club and Rent by Chuck Palahniuk, Lola and the Boy Next Door, and Stephanie Anna and the French Kiss, and Lola and the Boy Next Door by Stephanie Perkins. Wow. Stacked on top of these books, I have Dreamcatcher by Stephen King, which is this one. The Green Mile by Stephen King. This is like my little Stephen King section. Taken. This was a mini-series on the Sci-Fi Channel a few years ago. So, and I don't know. Like, I never read it, or I read part of it, but I never finished it, and I never saw the mini-series event, so I have no idea how that ended. Then I have Carrie by Stephen King. Love that book. I read it in high school, and I related to Carrie a lot, because I was a bit of an outcast. Or not an outcast, but I just didn't have a lot of group of friends. So, I think outcast is a harsh term. Anyway, Go Ask Alice. Also read that in high school, on a friend's recommendation. And The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon by Stephen King. So that's that for that shelf, and let's move on to the next one. So on this shelf, we have Handle with Care, My Sister's Keeper, I don't know how well you guys can see the cover, and 19 Minutes by Jodi Picoult. Then I have The Golden Compass, The Subtle Knife, and The Amber Spyglass. The, Golden Compass Phil Pullman series, I think his name is. Then I have Divergent and Insurgent. Love those books. I can't wait for the third one. Then we have The Casual Vacancy by J.K. Rowling. Push by Sapphire. That's a sad book. You guys might know it as Precious. The movie came out a few years ago. Then The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold. Unwind by Neil Shusterman. I love this book. This is such a good book. And I'm currently reading Unholy, so it's missing here, but I do have it. So I'm currently reading that. Then I have Sweetwater Creek, which was a gift from somebody, and I actually never read it. Then I have The Grapes of Wrath and East of Eden in the, Penguin Classics. Then I have Shiver, Linger, and Forever by Maggie Stivoddard. I read Shiver, I read Linger. They're okay. I haven't read Forever. I kind of want to read it just to finish the series and then decide whether or not I want to keep these on my shelf or sell them or donate them or something. But we'll see. So far the series is kind of meh. Like, whatever. Then I have The Help, which is a really good book, and I think everybody should read it. And it's also really funny. And Battle Royale, which I bought, but I haven't read again because it's just such a fat book. So, yeah. Oh, and then my little monkey guy who hangs out there. Well, let's see. Stacked on top of those books, we have Julie and Julia. The Pact by Jodi Picoult. A Walk to Remember by Nicholas Sparks. The book fell. The Hot Zone by Richard Parsons, I think, or Perkins. And the book that fell was The Notebook by Nicholas Sparks. This shelf has a few books. It's mostly empty, so I have like the dust jacket for unwind, a perfume bottle, some nail polish, a nail file, you know, just stuff like that. But for these books, I have the Lord of the Rings box set. This was the set that was issued in like 2000 or when the Fellowship of the Ring was coming out. So they're a few years old. I was going to buy the newer ones, like the black covers, but my brother had these, and they're in really good shape. He's read them once, and he took really good care of them, so they're like brand new. So I just took those from him, and I didn't have to buy new copies, so that's good. Then I have The War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells, Uglies by Scott Westerfeld, the box set of the Little House on the Prairie books, so it's all 9 Laura Ingalls Wilder books. Next to that is All These Things I've Done by Gabrielle Zevin, and my IKEA catalog, because I love IKEA, and why not have a catalog to go with it? On the very bottom shelf, all I have is just a bunch of DVDs, so it's all my Disney DVDs, a few seasons of The Gilmore Girls, of House. I really like House and The Gilmore Girls. Then I have all 10 seasons of Friends, a few seasons of CSI Las Vegas, which is the one I like. I didn't really like all the other ones, but CSI Las Vegas is my favorites. Then the Star Wars collection, all 6 movies, and a box set of Indiana Jones. So yeah, that's it for my bookshelf tour. These are not all the books I own. I do own all 7 Harry Potter books. I do own a box set of the Twilight books. But they're just not on my bookshelf because they would take up a lot of space. And I kind of want to, you know, these are books that I'm actually currently reading or I'm currently loving or I recommend. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys liked my tour and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!